Good morning, everyone.
Oh, my God. And ain't it a fine morning?
It sure is, Mr. Cumia. It sure is.
Nicey nice.
They said it would never last.
Wow.
9 years at Sirius XM. 9 fucking years. I heard they're firing you at the end of this year. How many times? Well, they'll eventually be right.
Well, eventually, but...
And then they'll go, told you.
I told you so. 9 fucking years?
9
what?
fucking years. Yeah, it's kind of depressing, to be honest with you.
The hell that happened?
The first 4, no one was even listening. I think people only started listening about 3-4 years ago.
Yeah, I know. They really...
9 years ago, we came back to radio after a, over 2 year... Huh?
26 months.
26 months.
Yes.
Wow.
I always want to say 2.5 years, and I know it was a little short of 2.5 years.
Yeah.
God, off the radio for almost 2.5 years. We come back to XM to nobody listening. A lot of fanfare. The hardcores, which I thank to this day because a lot of them are still listening, they were the only ones. It was a small group of hardcores that were listening to us. I think we were talking to less than 10,000 people a week.
Do you know, I remember when you said to me in Boston, I remember a number you gave. It was before we came back on, you had come up for a gig. And we could track them in those days because it was a $2 fee.
Yes, there was
Right.
a fee people had to pay just to hear us.
And I remember this is before we were back on, and you're like, yeah, we're up to 11,000 people. I mean, we're starting. I remember that before we came back on.
11,000, okay.
Oh, that's fucking...
But then out of those 11,000, they actually have to listen. You know what I mean?
Right.
They
Yeah.
were signed up, but were they listening? So I think it's pretty accurate to say that maybe 10,000 people were listening to this fucking radio gold.
Yeah. This gem of a program.
Well, we were on a premium channel. They were trying to get that business going, but that meant you had to pay extra just to have them turn on the channel. And I remember arguing with Hugh Pinero at the time, going, come on, man. No, you know.
Take us off that stupid fucking...
What, to make some pocket money? You're holding us back. I remember telling them this. But the money was so important to them back then. They really thought, you know, it was important to make that little extra money and hold us back from the masses.
Yeah.
And then I think it was Eric Logan who came in and said, what the fuck? And he got us off that immediately.
Yeah, that was...
Immediately.
That was depressing.
It was sad.
We were on that for a year or less.
I don't know.
Some of the listeners might remember.
I can only talk about this in broad strokes. I should have written some of that stuff.
Misogynistic.
Some of that stuff down. So 9 years later, we finally have a pretty decent audience. So
Yeah.
thanks to everybody for, hanging in there as we slowly rebuilt this fucking thing. Oh my God.
Crazy. 9 fucking years, though. I'm trying to think of, when we first... All right, the studio. I remember the studio being smaller before they redid it.
Yeah.
Walking in... Kind of weird vibe. Yeah, okay.
Well, we had to take over that
9
whole
fucking years. Fuck.
They had a whole bunch of shows in there, and we basically came marching and said, all of this has to go.
Oh, yeah.
And they listened to us, except for that one guy.
Broadway channel guy, was it?
I don't see this. They just
Remember
become
that
like
guy?
distant memories.
Remember that guy?
Well, there was one holdout, and it was in his contract or something, so he refused to leave. Everyone else left. They're like, cool, we'll move over to the other facility, which actually is nicer.
Yeah.
Who was it? Jonathan Schwartz? Yeah. Right? Okay. I do remember. Jonathan Schwartz with the fucking Oompa Loompa guy who was his, producer, I guess.
Oompa Loompa.
And we had to build...
How we used to play the music. Oompa Loompa.
Right.
All right. Now it's all coming back to me.
And we had to build... We had to build around them. It's kind of like when you go to a city and you see that one old house is the holdout. So they have to build huge skyscrapers around this extremely old tiny little building, or a tiny little restaurant, or a tiny little house. We had to do that with this John Schwartz guy. He refused to leave, so he had a desk, but we built everything kind of around him.
God, I remember that.
I don't know what that was about. I don't know why he refused to leave, because he had nothing to do with us. He didn't like us.
You don't mean the Oompa Loompa guy?
Oompa Loompa was his producer, but that was the guy. He was the holdout right there.
Yeah.
We had no connection. He was doing a whole different thing than us.
In that tiny little studio, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then they even moved him to almost a closet, and that didn't deter him. He still stayed.
Yeah, we're going to need to put you in storage B. Yeah.
Remember the conflict with the Oompa Loompa? That helped us in a way, though. It was like a really weird pushback.
Right.
And a guy we could mock and make fun of, and the shows would come in with Oompa Loompa on.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Used to play the fucking theme
play
song
the
and then
theme
trash
song,
him.
it would kill him. Fuck, that was funny.
So, that was all 9 years ago. God.
Yeah.
I remember we walked into the office, which eventually became the production office, and had the meeting on the, what are those phones, the speaker system phone? And sitting there and trying to have a mature meeting.
Oh, God.
It was so weird.
And then the office was good. We had like a good office, that big long office.
Oh, no, because they moved everybody out.
Computers and everything. Yeah.
They were moving everyone out slowly but surely, and then eventually they ripped the whole thing apart and made a gorgeous facility for us.
We used to actually hang out in the office and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
I showed off my new Pebble phone, and
oh, boy, people loved it.
The rest is history.
The Mastipo, all the fun of 9 years ago. Holy shit, 9 years.
Fucking
9 fucking years ago. So weird.
So we've been at XM longer than we were together on radio before XM.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying.
That's fucking weird.
Wow.
Well, we only did, between firings and suspensions.
6
and
years, maybe.
We did 3 in Boston, a little over 3, and then we did, I think we made 4 years.
Yeah, was it?
4 years. No, we made 4 years.
4 years before.
In New York at NEW.
Yeah.
So 7 years.
Yeah.
Ish. About 7 years, and now we've done 9 on satellite.
Crazy.
And we did almost a year at BAB together.
Yeah.
I mean, not full time, but pretty close to it at near the end. Oh, wow.
That's cray.
That's a long time.
Yeah. Well, things are finally moving forward.
We have a very proactive boss now.
We do.
He is a mover and a shaker. If something gets sent to him, like an email or something, that we have a problem with, he picks up the ball and runs with it. Just an example.
Well,
what if the email is hugely sarcastic in nature?
He doesn't seem to care. He'll solve that problem too.
Well, I mean, we almost didn't have Taco Day today.
Hey,
and the listeners demand Taco Day, right, Jimmy?
Dude, they love. Do you know how many emails I get? And they're like, "When we know you guys are eating well, we're happy out here." Yeah, sometimes it's not talking for 4 minutes, but we know you're feeling good.
They get very excited.
Yes.
Couldn't be happier.
Well, last night, what a distressing email I got.
Yeah.
It was an email from everybody, or to everybody, pretty much. Staff, Tim Sabian, everybody. And it was no tacos tomorrow. So I wanted, I wasn't going to sit for that. So I emailed back without an ounce of sarcasm. WTF, bunch of exclamation points.
Right.
And question marks. No tacos? Lame, dude.
With a lot of U's?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Send.
Nice.
That's how any of these.
That's how you could tell you weren't being sarcastic.
Of course. Well,
It was sent to your Gmail, Jim.
well, let me tell you something. Tim Sabian saw how realistically disappointed and upset I was at No Tacos that he sent his own email. What does that say there, Sam Roberts?
It says, get Jose to make tacos, ellipses. Call him now, caps, exclamation, exclamation, exclamation. Or a restaurant, mole, exclamation, exclamation. What about being proactive, exclamation, exclamation, which there should be a question mark in there somewhere. That is a question. Then he's got the address to this restaurant. And then he writes, make it happen, ellipses, no excuses, 4 exclamations, Tim.
That's who's in charge now, motherfuckers.
That's right.
That's who's fucking large and in charge now.
That's right. Grubhub. You can now have his number. You know what, though? Next email Tim sends with a phone number and a guy to call.
You know?
this will translate to real shit eventually.
Yeah.
I mean, so far, Tim's been here, a month?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He made a hole, and he's getting us tacos today. I think he's doing a terrific job.
I'm glad I didn't sarcastically put something like, hey, fuck him up the ass.
Right.
Because Tim would be like, all right, we'll send someone to anally rape him.
Right.
Like, whoa.
Spit in your palm, ...
Make it happen. No excuses.
Well, 3 hours later, we got an email from Roland that said, all is good, Anthony and Tim. Taco Friday is back on.
And what was his solution?
We don't know yet, right?
Well, tacos will be served around 9:30 a.m.
Okay.
Chef Sue Torres will be making the tacos.
All right.
And he writes about her amazing food. And he writes, I apologizes for the mini glitch.
God, everyone is taking this taco thing very seriously.
Very, very seriously.
They understand the listeners demand this, so...
Roland, Roland takes it really seriously when bosses start telling him.
Of course.
Oh, my God. He gets like crazy thinking he's going to be fired.
Right, he goes into an immediate panic.
He's taking this very personally.
The guy does an amazing job for us, but in his head, I don't think he sees it that way.
Yeah.
And I try to tell him over and over again to relax and enjoy yourself a little bit. Whatever. But Sabian, this is very good news. He's almost out of the talking stage.
Yeah.
He's been talking for a month, and boy, can he talk.
Oh, can he ever?
The other day we were in a meeting, I just said to him, stop talking.
You did?
Yes. Because he will give you a laundry list of things. I think a lot of people can relate to this. A laundry list of things that you already know.
Right.
Because you're in the situation. Like all the stuff he wants to do and should be done and all that. I'm like, yeah. We all know that. Stop talking. Because I want to make this point a brand new point, which I did. But I think we should start the Tim Sabian list. He's made a hole.
Okay.
And he's got tacos coming in today.
So you want a list of things Tim Sabian has done?
Yeah, what else has he done?
What do you mean he's made a hole?
He made a hole over here.
Oh, on the console, you mean?
He moved my mic stand, which meant he had to make a new hole so then I could push this board 5 inches forward.
And we've talked
giving me a few more inches of room here.
We talked about when we had our old regime of management, how for some reason the idea of drilling a hole into the console was a no-go. It was very on the we don't want to do this list.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, he got that done immediately. I mean, the other stuff, the giant screen's still there, and that keyboard over there is still there.
The pile of dead keyboards in the corner.
Keyboards is still
there.
Yeah,
it's still there.
But I think we're heading out of the talking stage, so I think we're going to start seeing some real changes soon.
I still have
soon enough.
I every time someone walks behind me, I got to rock like a fucking retard in his feces. That's what they do.
Yeah,
I know.
I saw the special on fucking Willowbrook.
Started.
Yeah.
That had to hurt.
Started, and I stubbed my toe. I was rushing to that one so much I hit my shin and toe. On the anniversary too.
Yeah. I mean, we could play audio from our first show 9 years ago, but I hear you guys did that last year.
Oh, yeah.
I was not here last year for the big anniversary because I was having my second child. Oh. So today's another big day for me. My daughter's 1 year old. Or is it 1 year old?
1 year.
1 year old. Yeah, I guess that's how you say.
Oh, no, here's how you say, if you're not sure, go, in 1 year, my daughter will be 2.
There you go.
This way you don't have to pluralize anything.
So it's her birthday today. Her birthday.
Happy birthday, Opeta.
Oh, yes, young Opeta.
Happy birthday, Opeta.
That was
Opeta is one.
Opeta
is one.
What a horrendous name that would have been. Opeta.
What do you mean? That's her name. Opeta.
I think it's a precious stone.
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, so we're very excited about that. Very happy today.
Mm-hmm.
I liked hearing the audio of this. I don't remember it, but I mean, I like it. It seems like so long ago.
It's so nerve-wracking.
The camera was in there,
first
right?
day on the air day.
Yeah.
It's just, I always revert back to happy to be there, guy.
I remember being very rusty.
Yeah.
Because after a while, whether you like this or not, that's up to your own personal fucking choosing, I guess.
But you better.
But when you're in this, you don't feel rusty.
No.
Everything, you're even
natural.
Even when you come in here sick, you know you could do it. But when you take almost 2.5 years off, man, the rust. I just remember our timing was off.
Yeah.
Everything sounded weird.
You don't really think about, on a daily basis, you don't think, sit down and grab the mic and go, okay, I'm going to be broadcasting to the masses today.
Right.
It's like you just come in and do it. But after a lot of time off, and when you come back on, that's like the thing that's in your head is like, oh, fuck, here we go.
Right.
Did you do any test shows?
God, no.
Test shows. I don't think, we did do test shows at NEW when we first got brought there. Didn't we go on at 2 in the morning or some shit?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But after being off the air
we did. In the middle of the night, we had to just kind of feel our way around.
After being off the air for 26 months, you guys didn't think to jump on and just do a couple shows before you broadcast?
What are you, the boss?
Oh, you're right.
Me and Ant were so depressed. I don't think we talked for a year.
Is that what you call your show every day? Are you just doing test shows?
That's it.
we didn't
certainly not a recap.
All right, we didn't talk for a year.
Yeah.
And then we started kind of talking again.
It was weird.
Maybe, here and there we talked, but in general, we didn't really talk for a year. It was so deeply depressing. And then when we finally started seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, as they say, then we started,
Didn't it feel like it would never change?
Together.
Didn't it feel like the show would never come back on the air? I remember that feeling of it's never going to happen.
Oh, yeah. That's why I didn't take advantage of my time off. I should have done more. But the whole time, I just fucked up everything. My entire life sucks.
That was depressing.
And then, then satellite had to kind of develop. Thank God.
We were in a train station.
As much as we beat the shit out of this place, we were fucked. We were dead in the water without this place.
And we were mocking at that time the Sirius. We were looking. I think you had a Sirius one in your truck.
Right.
I don't remember why you had it, but it was drilled into the top. It was all fucking big.
Right. I never thought, because I was doing so much traveling, and then this thing did pop up. I'm like, oh, that's, especially at first, satellite radio was fucking cool as shit. I personally think they've made some mistakes along the way, unfortunately, but
It was so weird to curse, too, remember?
But I just loved listening to music without commercials and those stupid jocks, and they were playing a lot more variety and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then, I was driving all over the country, so it made sense to get the satellite. Never thinking that we'd actually work for the company.
Yeah.
So I do have the disc of a few clips from our first show. You want the first words at least?
First words. Oh, boy.
First words after almost 2.5 years off of radio. Our first show on XM 9 years ago.
Oh, boy.
Today.
Oh, boy.
Oh, God. You guys did this last year.
I don't remember.
I already hear it. The fake fucking laugh.
You don't like it?
Oh, Christ.
Yeah.
I completely acknowledge it.
We got to get that energy going.
Maybe I still do it today, but not as much. But there was a time I fake laughed way too much, and I could hear it already in this clip.
Yeah.
I have no idea what's going on. Is the Rage Against the Machine music still playing? What a great way to start our brand new careers at XM Satellite Radio.
Tripping over ourselves.
Now I don't hear the music, but I think we're live on the air, right? All right.
Well, what'd you pick up on?
Just nothing has changed.
No, right? That could be us opening the show today.
Was this working? I don't know. I can't hear you.
That's exactly it.
Also, just a little tidbit. I was sick as shit. I got the flu October 1st. I'm like, seriously? I had two and a half.
Right.
I had 2.5 years to get the flu. I remember calling you, going, dude, I don't think I can even come in. And they had it set up in such a way with promotion and the press and everything that I had no choice. I had to be there.
Yeah.
But I remember really being sick.
We're live on the air, right? All right. Well, welcome to the Opie and Anthony Show.
Yes, indeed. Welcome.
What a cluster F.
What happened?
Now it's good?
But we can't hear the music. Satellite.
I can't hear the music.
Music.
We like talking over the Rage Against the Machine music. Oh, my God. It just ended, so okay, here we go. There's 50 people looking at us, and we have no effing idea what's going on. It's the Opie and Anthony Show on XM Satellite Radio, Anthony.
Yes. Back after a short break. We're finally back. My God.
About 2 years worth of break. Ugh. And these guys just put the studio together literally 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, I got rid of that.
You did the boot back then.
Boot.
But
Everything was boot.
We put the studio. Do you remember boot, Sam?
Yeah.
Oh, I worked on that word
It's like a distant
for a
memory.
really
Yeah,
long
it
time.
is.
I do not say boot anymore. Boot.
Ago, they're still putting it together.
Yeah, that's true.
We're sitting in the midst of a bunch of construction and electronics that are surrounding us right now.
Right.
I'm in front of a jumbotron.
Yeah, you
pretty
look.
much what I can
You
describe this as.
You look completely ridiculous.
I know.
Do you know what all those buttons do?
All I know is my responsibility. Last time we were on the air 2 years ago was to show up and drink beer.
Right.
That was pretty much it.
Yeah.
That's all I had to do. Now I have buttons and stuff.
I think you can launch missiles from what they put in front of you.
And I just there's buttons and things that, and I'm supposed to do things.
Yeah.
I don't know. All of a sudden they were talking about something we wanted to do later on in the show, and they're like, "Oh, Anthony can trigger that." I'm like, "No, I shan't be triggering anything. I'm not triggering things.
Wait.
I don't know."
That means we have something planned for later on?
Apparently.
Oh, all right.
I hope I don't have to trigger it.
And you got to love our old listeners. They're like, enough with the music, start the show.
Yeah.
And now that they're paying for the Opie and Anthony show, they're going to get quite abusive, I think.
I know, yeah.
Well, we figured that one out right off the bat.
Took 4 minutes.
Right. we understood that clearly. That's not that bad, I guess.
I was just talking to him.
Yeah.
Jeez.
What?
That was a while ago. I remember that.
I would have never thought we would have made 9 years. And then, of course, Jim Norton's first words.
Oh.
We got to say hi to Jim Norton.
Yeah.
Hey, Jimmy,
Feeling
how are
good.
you?
I'd be better if I had room. I got two of the guys that took over the Russian middle school filming me 3 feet away. I guess that was in reference to the
Yes.
The brutal
murder of Russian school children in where was that? Chechnya.
Right off the bat. Right on, Jimmy.
Yeah, first words out.
We
Charming.
expect nothing less. What about all the fucking cameras? What was that for?
What, the people that were in there taping?
Filming and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, I think,
Where is that footage?
That would be great.
Yeah, I never saw any
Who
of it.
was that?
Can we should backtrack.
I think
and
some of
find-
those clips just made the news, like we're back, here they are, but I don't think it was,
I would love to see that.
I don't know who has that.
I know. That took over the Russian middle school filming me from 3 feet away. There's two Chechens just standing here with the camera in my face.
Would you like to take a seat, Jimmy?
No, I'm fine. I'd rather stand. I'm
You're going to
tired.
stand up?
Yeah, I've been up since yesterday, man. If I sit down, I'm going to fall asleep.
Yeah, that's one person that's really going to have a hard time adjusting is Lil Jimmy, because
Yeah.
he's a stand-up comic, of course, everyone knows, and he's got that nightlife thing, He's got to do his club gigs, and they're very late.
Yeah.
So he's pretty much the guy that's going to be up and then stay up through the show and sleep when he gets home.
This is the best part of this whole thing. When Ant and I were deciding, should we do afternoons or mornings, I got about 1,000 phone calls from Norton. You got to do afternoons. You got to do afternoons.
Panicked Jim.
I'll never sleep. When am I going to do my spots? When am I going to F my whores?
Dude, that really is what it's about. The night before the big return of the show, I got stood up by some woman, and I paid for a prostitute.
You
so
did?
nothing has changed in 2 years.
Or 9 years. Because now we're in the future.
Yes.
Nothing changes in the end.
Really is amazing, isn't it?
Here's when I found out that we were doing mornings. I remember you got off the train from D.C. I was out doing spots.
Right.
And I met you at Penn Station. You had just come back. And I was like, well, how was the meeting with XM? And you're like, well, we're gonna sign whatever. We're going to do mornings. And I'm like, we should probably do afternoons. And you're like, no, we got to do mornings. We have to do mornings.
Yeah.
Just because our goal was to take over the whole channel, I guess.
Yeah, it was smart.
Now there's talk about us moving back to afternoons with Tim Sabian.
I don't like that, though.
No.
There's some talk.
I don't like it
To
at
be
all.
honest with the people out there.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Some talking going on.
I wouldn't.
No, why would they
It's
want
a step down.
What would they listen to in the morning? If we're not
Exactly.
on, they'd find something else. But I mean, what would they do? Listen to replays from the day before in the morning?
Doesn't
Nobody
make
wants to-
any sense.
Right.
Silly.
And then I think we should play one more clip from our first XM show 9 years ago today.
Is it a George Carlin bit?
No.
Remember the Carlin bits?
No.
Yeah.
They kept playing over and over the same one.
Well, they didn't have a lot of stuff. They didn't have a lot of commercials or promos yet.
Shooter 2. You
The
remember
sales
that?
department was new.
And you only had one sound clip
Yeah.
on
Yeah,
your,
that's
on
right.
your machine.
Dylan, right?
Dylan. Yeah.
Dylan.
We had nothing set up. We
Nothing.
had 2.5 years to at least set some stuff up, and we set up nothing. Although that was a last-minute signing, too.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Actually, Sirius wanted us really bad. Really bad. And we did a lot of meetings with them, and we actually agreed to, something. And they were working out the details. And we basically said no to XM. And then Sirius all of a sudden stopped calling us.
Oh, God.
With, I think, only a month left before, we were allowed to work again. They just stopped calling us because they knew they were getting Howard, but no one else knew that yet. We learned that later on, that they didn't need us anymore because they were getting Howard. They didn't need both shows at the time. So I go, Bob, you got to call XM, and fuck, now we got to drop our price. Remember?
Yeah, we had the little battle starting up, the brief bidding war that went on, and then it's like, the one side stopped calling. Quick sign with the only game in town. Quick,
because Bob goes, we're effed, we're fucked. I go, no, we're not. You call up XM, and at this point, we just got to. We have no negotiating power here, and you get assigned over there. They got us cheap.
You make that deal,
and XM
the Turk.
XM was like, all right, and for the price, they're like, yeah, of course, we'll do it now. And then whatever, rest is history. But we were really close to really fucked. Anyway, one more clip from 9 years ago. We have to play E-Rock's first beating. Day one.
Oh, no. Day one?
Day one.
Oh, wow.
E-Rock, who wasn't E-Rock yet. He was just Eric, a.k.a. Sex Bagel.
Yeah, he was trying Sex Bagel.
Day one, he was trying Sex Bagel.
He came in with that name.
Oh. He came in with Eric Nagel, the Sex Bagel. Was this, I don't think I even knew Eric at that point. Had I even met him?
Yeah.
Yeah? At what, a meeting or something?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, we did some walking around.
Eric, he was the new kid, though.
He was the new kid in town, all
So
fresh-faced.
He was my little puppy dog back then. He
boy.
just followed me around.
Well, you were his hero.
Yeah, I know.
Number 2.
Fucked that up, but what are you going to do?
Number 2 hero.
What are you going to do?
Slid down the list with fucking amazing acceleration over the years.
I'm kind of proud of that, if you want to know the truth.
I would be, too.
Okay, good.
You don't want to be the hero of
And that's
Eric
bad.
Nagel.
Why?
Yeah.
But here's Eric, a.k.a. Sex Bagel, getting beaten up day one. Back on the radio 9 years ago with XM.
And then we brought a new guy aboard, Sex Bagel. He's in the other room.
Where is Vanilla Ice Hair? Can he come in for a couple seconds?
Yeah, he was so excited that we hired him for the show that he went out and dyed his hair. Now,
yes, Eric would frost his hair. He would use Sun-In and frost his hair.
Day one, we're just on his shit.
Yeah.
Went out and dyed his hair. Now, I was a little confused. I still am a little bit about Eric. Because he's like 15 years old, but he's been in radio with like Marconi. He's worked with all.
Oh my God! No one's thinking he's young anymore.
I know.
There was a time we all thought he was really young for his age.
That went away.
Yeah.
That went away.
Holy fuck! I forgot about that.
He was the fresh-faced little guy.
Yep.
And also the idea of being super radio experienced went away because he's just been sitting here for the last 9 years.
Isn't it amazing how people have just aged in this fucking place?
Yeah.
That's a tough 9 years for everybody.
He had a very good start, and now he's just been kind of hanging out.
He came in as the wonderkind of radio, and look at what he is now.
He had a
the
lot
guy that we make fat jokes and incompetent jokes about.
He had a lot of experience.
Yeah.
So we couldn't believe how old he was. We're like, you have to be older than this.
How old was he?
At the time, probably. How old is he now?
He was probably 25, 24, 25.
24, 25, yeah, okay.
Wow.
I feel I've remained young at heart.
Vibrant.
Thank you, Sam. It's a good word.
You actually
put that in the vernacular.
you actually look pretty damn good there, Jim Norton.
Oh, thank you, Upster.
You haven't really aged.
In my heart, I feel young.
He's been in radio with like Marconi. He's worked with all of them. He's worked with 80 people in radio. Everyone that's in radio, he's worked with at some point. Yet he's only 15.
And he never shuts up.
Oh, yes. Oh.
I do second that.
Wow. Great. All right, fine. Won't say a word.
He likes to talk. Oh, but that's okay. And yeah, Eric Sexbagel is aboard the Opie and Anthony show as well.
You're the snot.
He will be doing what? Taking your phone calls and whatnot?
And various other things that no one else wants to do.
He has Stinky's old job.
Yes, he does.
That's what it was, taking the calls.
Very appreciative to have it.
Oh.
But he still talks the same. Like he's just so uncomfortable on the air.
He's so
He doesn't know
uncomfortable.
what this magic device is in front of him. Fucking blithering idiot 9 years later.
When he pops on mic with you on the after show, I
Different person.
It's no, it's really not. He's very uncomfortable to listen to.
He's very
'Cause
difficult to do stuff with.
Look, it's tripping me up.
Yeah.
You're just talking about him. He's very uncomfortable. His voice gets really weird and shaky.
Plus, he comes from the improv school of always saying no to everything.
Yes, right. Yes. Which ends the improv.
Immediately.
Yeah.
So there you go.
9 years.
You know, the clip says the day goes on, I guess.
There you go.
Ouch.
That's fucking offensive.
And it's Taco Day. Yes.
Thanks to Tim Sabian.
Thanks, Tim.
Fucking Roland was ready to just blow it off.
Who should have worked with us 9 years ago. He's all like, he's all rah, rah, rah. And I go, look at us. Really? Just make it easier. That's all I ask at this point. Enough with the rah, rah. I know we're still doing really good shows. Just make it easier to do. That's it. That's your whole job. Stop with the rah, rah. We're done with the rah, rah.
Just want somebody to make you feel good.
Right. I go, this place is beating us down. We still do good radio, but it's beating us down, so enough.
Yeah.
Just fix our studio. And just make the job easier to do. That's it.
Were you guys excited about the technology of satellite radio when you first signed up? Like, were you like, oh my gosh, this is a new thing? And
We
a lot of
we weren't
potential.
first, but then me and Aunt, we were still kind of driving around together a little bit back then. Were we commuting? I'm trying to remember. Oh, no, because I think I finally got my New York City apartment.
you used to rollerblade to work in the early
right.
days.
Yes, I did. Until my stupid back gave out. That's an old joke now because I haven't been on the blades in a couple of years.
It's been
The
a
old
rough 9 years.
blades.
But I remember we were still driving around together for whatever reason, and I remember one day we were excited about the new technology until I told Anthony, hey, you know what? I think we were stuck in Lincoln Tunnel traffic or somewhere where there were a lot of traffic, but cars coming our way pretty quickly. And I go, hey, man, it's very obvious which cars have the satellite radio because that big, thick antenna on the top. It was
Yeah.
a short,
Like a
thick-
shark fin.
Exactly.
Looked like a shark
I go,
fin.
hey, man, why don't we just start counting antennas?
One.
It might have been one for every. I can't even say for every 100 cars. I can't say that.
They were very rare.
It was. We stopped counting. We're like, okay, all right, we know
Under
what.
1%.
But then I'm like, but all those other cars would be listening to us if we were on regular radio, easily, or at least a lot of them,
Oh, yeah.
a nice chunk. So it made us kind of sad.
Wasn't Mars the engineer on the first day?
I think so. Yeah, Mars has been around for 9 years.
Correct. I survived.
A fucking soldier, this kid.
Wait, but were you? Jaime was our engineer.
Hi, man.
No, I was the engineer.
you were?
Jaime was the guy that put plans together.
Oh,
The
okay.
bigger picture.
It's been a rough 9 for Mars, too, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little,
Actually, has
little paunchy.
Actually, I think I look good.
A little paunchy these days.
Oh, my God.
Here we go.
I don't think you can get that leg up as high as you used to.
Oh.
You can kick our ass so easily.
Dude, fucking him and Mars would Mars and Master Poe would spar outside.
Would beat the
Like, there
shit
was
out of each other.
There was fucking a UFC event going on outside with like two guys that were in shape, and now look at them.
I was bald-headed back then, remember?
Huh?
I was bald-headed.
You were bald back then?
Yeah, I was
you shaved
suffering
your
from
head?
alopecia.
Oh my God! Remember, he had like the mange.
Oh, that's right. That was what does.
Yeah.
Oh, I never knew what was going on. up there.
Wait, you had you could cure alopecia?
Well, I went for shots, man. They were actually injecting me in the scalp. Shit pinches once in a while.
alopecia is where your hair falls out, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
In certain
And
spots.
blotches.
Yes, blotches. And in the face, too.
Yeah, I remember that.
Holy
Yeah.
fuck! I
Remember
do
he had the
remember that.
mange?
And then when you had a 5 o'clock shadow, you were missing
Right.
chunks of your beard. I
Exactly.
forgot about this until this very moment.
I thought he had cancer. I remember. I didn't know it was wrong. I thought this guy's head cancer or some shit.
Wishful thinking.
Wait, so how do you get it all back together?
The shots. I recovered from the
Because we're
shots.
looking at a guy you would never think ever had this.
Yeah, the shots. And they said it was stress, and I didn't know what was stressing me out.
Master Poe.
Master Poe beating the shit out of you every day.
Yeah.
How about you fuckers?
Could be.
Every day.
Really?
Oh, shit. The beginning when you guys first came
Really?
on. Oh, my God.
Well, because nothing was right. We really had to fine tune the studio. I remember losing my shit very early on. Like, what the fuck is this?
You used to throw your hands up and go, I'm going home.
Yeah,
if
because-
that ain't fixed, I'm going home.
because we couldn't get anything done.
And you were the only guy. You were the only guy in the building. So
Get it fixed.
Yeah.
because we had our own spot. So Mars was the only engineer that there was no department. It was just Mars.
Yeah.
But you guys would, would spar because they took out all the cubicles. So you guys would just beat the shit out of each other.
It was fun on 57th Street,
I
man.
loved it, man. I'm
yeah.
trying to get that vibe back here, but it's impossible. They just will not give us a bigger space. And, and they're like, well, you can have the fishbowl every Friday, but it's not the same like how we did it. That, people could just come in.
I know.
They wanted us to have, they'd have to sign up in advance and all this. And
Yeah.
we love that open door where people could just come in.
Absolutely.
Go through the metal detectors and sit there and fucking whatever.
It was fun.
We can't get
Awesome.
people around the office. They want us to put blinders up if we're in
Right.
fishbowl.
Yeah.
No, it was the whole vibe.
I know what Jimmy misses about that. Fucking
Bloods.
the doorman guy.
Oh, that
Remember the
shit.
constant battle with the
him.
doorman guy?
Hated him.
Jimmy
I
fucking
forgot about him
hated
too.
hated him.
What was his problem again?
He always had a
He was
problem.
just one of those cocksuckers that if you forgot your ID, you'd talk to him every day, and he just refused to let you up without it. And then I said, fine, but I'll never acknowledge that fucking hunk of human garbage you get. And I didn't.
Right.
But Ant was the one holding out. And then eventually you came around and you're like, yeah, he's a twat.
No, I would do it on purpose. Like we would all walk in together, and I'd be like, "Hey, how you doing?" And he would be all nice to me.
Yeah.
But finally you had it with him too.
Oh, I had it with him.
Yeah, Ed rubbed it in.
Oh yeah.
It could be a quack sucker too.
Oh, I was being a fucking cock.
Wait, how long did you have alopecia for?
Maybe a year or less.
Okay, and the needles in the head fixed it?
Yeah.
What does that
Yeah, look at 'em.
But what does that re-stimulate? Was that you stimulate your hair cells? What does it do?
Dude, I have no idea, man. I just know that they hurt a little bit once in a while. I even
still
got
do?
it. No. And I even did it on my face.
Probably a steroid they'd
Yes,
fucking
there's a
drive in
steroid,
there.
some shit
Yeah.
like that.
Steroid puts your system in super drive, man.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Takes that stress shit, chases it away from the area.
But it didn't do anything to pubic hair, though. I must admit.
What?
What do you got? A big, huge,
I'm just saying.
Big
big,
man.
huge fucking man bush down there. Ugh.
Jesus.
Never lost a pube down
Are they gray?
No.
A little.
Do you fucking like keep it trimmed up or what?
Hey, I'm Manscaped. Shit. What's up? What? Look at you. You guys don't cut up.
Big Puerto Rican pubes.
Oh God, it's like big taco salad.
Jesus.
I'm totally shaved.
That's even worse.
I don't even want to fucking hear
Totally
this.
shaved.
How about somewhere in between?
Well kempt.
Well, the guys in the building had big problems with you guys because
Yeah,
we
yeah.
did some things, man.
What did we do?
Didn't we have a problem with the people across the hall, like on the other
yeah,
side of the
the
elevators?
Economist.
The
they hated
Economist
us.
was
Oh,
there. They hated us.
What did we do?
It was a
Piano
conservative building.
store.
You made the one guy go downstairs and play the piano in the
John Velvet, yeah.
John Velvet.
Steinway store. And he was singing an inappropriate song.
You was?
Remember that? And he
do.
was escorted
yeah.
out of there. And
It's one of the greatest things we've ever
yes, it
done.
was wonderful.
I don't.
Valby can play piano, like
Right.
classical piano, and he he started that way, and the people were like impressed, and then he starts going into one of his fucking
Do we have
horrendous songs.
I'd like to find that.
It all sounds good until you hear yadala.
You're like, oh, what is he doing now? Oh shit!
It's the Steinway. Yeah, they sold like what are the pianos in there? $200,000.
Oh, fucking
top of the line
expensive Steinway pianos.
They would get like 4 customers a year, but all they needed was 1 or 2, and they paid all their bills. And they had a showroom with like 5 or 6 just spectacular fucking pianos just sitting there. And I remember the salespeople just bored day after day. No one was in there. So we had John Valby go down, and we have that clip. Yeah, we'll play this.
Sure, you want it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Little boogie woogie.
Very good.
This is going to be great when Eric gets kicked out, because he will.
Oh, of course.
This is where it's going to get really uncomfortable.
I was out on a date in my daddy's car. I picked her up in a Manhattan bar. I finger fucked her clit. She didn't let out a peep. I had my cock in her throat too deep. I was humping her face. My pecker started to spit. The doctor said the bitch had an epileptic fit. Where can my pecker be? The bitch bit it right off of me. You're a stand with 2 balls and a stump. FedEx me my pecker when you take your next dump. Cha-cha.
Do we have more of that where we get kicked out?
I've got like
yeah.
the bit. All right.
You gotta understand. He was
just get to the point where we just stopped it at.
Hang on.
the most premier piano shop in Manhattan.
People totally understand that.
This was the Steinway building, the fucking flagship of Steinway pianos, and the people that worked there were literally dressed in like tuxedos,
extremely uptight.
Would show people around to these, $250,000 pianos. He sits down and fucking blurted that song out in the middle of their fucking store.
Under the ruse that he was just want to try out the piano.
Yeah.
And that they thought it was good for business. It would be on our radio show. Oh, yeah, of course. You know how to play. We appreciate someone that really knows their way around
the horror
keys
of those fucking guys.
Right.
Oh, was that filthy?
All right, so bit the dick off and shit it out.
Here's the bit continues here.
FedEx me my pecker when you take your next dog.
What a pig.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, that's great.
And there you have it. The text is saying we need to leave now.
One more.
Can you do one more quick? Just one more? One more? One quick one? Can you just do one quick one? Like a 30-second one? 30 seconds? Okay, yeah, allow him to do one more.
All right.
All right, one more.
Nice.
Okay, here we go.
Live from the Steinway facility.
I think they didn't want trouble.
And hand jobs and eating clitoris. Watching your grandmother douche with laborious. Brown pubic cunt hairs and toilet bowl rings. These are a few of my favorite things. Popping blood blisters in the folds of my ass fat. Taking a shit in my New York Yankees hat. Fuck you!
Oh, that was great.
Oh, yeah, I think he's done.
They're ganging up on us now. They're pushing us out the door. Okay, we're leaving. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Oh, Jesus.
Wow.
That was fucking funny.
I miss John Velvet.
Of course.
Yeah.
He would come to town in his horrible van.
Yeah.
And sleep until his appearance because he would drive all night just to do our radio show. Remember that?
Yeah.
We would just sleep on that couch, and we would actually have to wake him up and tell him it's time to perform.
There's also a young Asian man who worked in the building with mustard on his lapel who didn't like that you were there.
Yeah, but he doesn't know the mustard was from us.
Right.
Yeah, he thought it might be The Economist.
I hate Jim's logic.
I know the people that we shared the floor with did not like our bathroom habits.
No, there was always some fucking nude broad or some fucking
Tippy Tom
homeless guy using the bathroom.
Oh, that's
Jim
right.
was using the urinal with his pants completely.
Jimmy used to come in and pull his pants down to his ankles
Like he was
to
a little
take
kid.
piss. Yeah. People would walk in to see his ass.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. Mary Carey showed me her pussy in the stall.
wow.
I didn't get to touch it, but she showed it to me.
Gee.
It was hot.
Jim would pull his pants down and stand right behind you when you were at the urinal.
Yeah.
So you'd turn around and he'd just be standing there.
Right.
And then
It was wonderful.
he'd also piss all over the floor in the urinal next to you.
yeah.
So yeah,
if you were both in a stall, you would just see a stream of piss
come under the stall.
Just an animal.
And if you were in a stall and he knew it was you, he would walk into the stall next to you just to piss at your feet.
Yeah.
So yeah, there were probably the Economist probably had a reason. There was piss all over the
It
floor.
smelled like the fucking Port Authority. It really did.
Oh, my God.
Fucking funny.
The memories.
Those are the best days.
Oh, those were the golden years of satellite radio.
These are great days, bros.
And we'd have to go, one of us would have to go in with Tippy Tom.
Yeah.
Because he would say he had to take a shit. And then he would go into the stall and lock the door and pass out on the
Fall
toilet.
asleep and pass
And
out.
we couldn't get him awake. We couldn't get him out of there.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. All right. Wow. We'll have more memories as the show goes on. We started 9 years ago today, if you're just tuning in.
Yeah.
The big comeback started 9 years ago.
E-Rock isn't even here for it.
I know.
He's
Shows you where his loyalty is gone.
Exactly.
Disney.
Piggy boying around.
Yeah.